Greetings. I'm Ryan Counts, Solution Architect for EasyVista, and we're going to take a brief look at the asset management capability within EasyVista Service Manager. Now, daily we run into organizations that are struggling to track all the various hardware and software across their enterprises, particularly in a day and age where a large portion of our workforce are working remotely. So with EasyVista Service Manager, we have a large number of out-of-the-box workflows to empower organizations to more effectively track and manage their assets. Now, when we talk about assets, that can be a nebulous definition. Whether it's hardware or software, you can still track it in EasyVista. So for example, in this case, we've got almost 5,000 desktops we're tracking in this particular system. And we could also be tracking servers, network equipment, fax machines potentially, even non-traditional IT assets like forklifts, HVAC systems, silos, and more. Essentially anything that I want to track from a ownership or chain of custody perspective, anything I want to track from a lifecycle state perspective, from acquisition all the way through retirement or eventual recycling, or if we want to track these assets from a financial or contractual perspective, as well as tracking these from a health perspective. How many incidents have we logged against them? How many work orders have we had to do to repair issues? Where do we have problem children that we need to replace to avoid issues in the future? Now, in addition to that, as we can see below, we also include purchase request management. So essentially full life cycle from initiating a service request of I need a new laptop or more, all the way through acquiring those assets, issuing PO numbers, checking in the assets as they're received in the loading dock, and ultimately issuing those to customers. In addition to that, we also have extensive life cycles around contracts. Now, those could be your lease agreements, your software acquisition agreements, SaaS contracts, or even maintenance agreements. Any of those kinds of contracts we can manage within the system and provide proactive alerting as we reach expiration of these contracts and help us get into a better negotiating position with our vendors. In addition to that, we also have workflows for loaning out assets or handling repairs of assets, in addition to being able to decommission assets through recycling efforts and more. So let's dive a little bit deeper into what we mean by assets. And we're going to go look at our hardware inventory. Now, these views can be filtered in a number of ways. Some of these are out of the box and you can define your own. So I could just evaluate my in-stock assets, or maybe the assets that have been reserved for specific users. We could also filter this by what assets have we not heard from within a set number of days and have somebody go out and find out why we have not heard from it. So as I drill into a specific asset, in this case it's a Microsoft Surface Pro, I can see its asset status. So it's currently in stock, waiting to be issued to a user. If it had been issued to a user, I would quickly be able to see what user that is. I can also see its make and model, and this is driven through the model catalog within EasyVista. For each asset, I can also see what invoice it was acquired through. And as I scroll down, I can see key asset management details like when does its warranty expire? When was the last time we physically inventoried that asset? As well as financial data such as the PO number that it was acquired from. We also have the ability to apply depreciation rules to these assets and calculate those, whether that's a straight line 3 and 4 year contract, or if you have your own calculation method you would prefer. Now, this is just tracking an individual asset, and we'll also track it throughout its life cycle. So I can see in the past who has owned it in the past, where it's been stored, and its complete history in terms of changes. That's just tracking the hardware. If we think about things from a software perspective, we can even drill into that. And in this perspective, I'm actually looking at my installed software. So I can see who are my key vendors. In this case, Microsoft and Symantec are my two largest. And with each of those, we can drill into those and see that within even the Microsoft realm, we have a large, diverse ecosystem of applications. As we drill into each of those, I can get into the specific systems that have those applications. And if I investigate an individual system, I can see exactly what other applications have been deployed on that particular system. I can see what contracts are relevant. So in this case, I see there's multiple applications that have been deployed. I can also look at that from a perspective of inventory. What licenses have we acquired and what are our maximum installations? That also gives us the insight to be able to go look at a gap analysis to see where we have potential challenges, like Autodesk here, where we have 27 installed, but none purchased. So we may be in a bit of a pickle with that particular vendor. Now that's looking at the software side of things. If we think about this from an employee perspective, I can also look at them from that angle. This information is also raised up in service requests as well, or incidents. But for each user, I can see all the equipment that has been issued to them. I can view that in a grid or as a tablet view. And I can also see what other applications he has been issued access to as well. In addition to that, I can see his full history of what incidents he's logged against any of these assets. All of this helps me troubleshoot incidents faster for this customer and to support any requests he may log with the system much faster as well. We also mentioned contract management. So I'm going to drill into an individual contract here, and we can see some of the rich details, like we can assign an owner of this. When was it initially signed? Are there other related contracts that was part of a larger package that we acquired from that vendor? When does it start and end? With the ability to do tacit renewals for these contracts as well. I can also have some automation to trigger to alert me when a contract is nearing expiration. Now, all of this can also be surfaced up to our users through the self-service portal, where they can go through a hardware catalog of available offerings, even a software catalog. And from each of these, we can actually request what details they need to know about when they acquire any of these assets and manage that full lifecycle of service request. Now, that is just a quick tease. If you'd like to see more, we would be happy to schedule a deep dive demo of our asset management capabilities. Thank you, have a great day, and we hope this has been a great use of your time.